Gets to the hoop. She'll get the shot up and make it. Beautifully worked. Superb ball movement once again.
Works her way inside. This is off the glass. Excellent stuff.
Takes it to the rack and scores. Sets up for the three and nails it from the corner. Smart. That'll help.
Oh, knocks it down. That's lovely.
Sykes says get out of there.
Wow.
You cannot keep a champion team down.
The Lights Community and Sports Centre, the venue, round 5 WNBL action, and the Adelaide Lightning on a 2-game winning streak, having knocked off the Melbourne Boomers by 12 points in their last game. They sit second on the ladder, and they come up against a team that's been waiting 388 days to play their first game of this 2021-2022 season. The Perth Lynx didn't play a game at all in 2021, and it was December 2020 they last played their last game of the preceding season against the UC Capitals. So they will be absolutely champing at the bit. And these two teams are stacked with Australian talent and international talent. 7 opals between them. Sam Hargraves here to call the action alongside 3-time WNBL champion and AFLW star Alison Downey. Can't wait for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting game today.
The Christmas present that the Perth Lynx received, not only knowing they were going to play their first game in the new year, was that the 2-time WNBA champion, and opal in the form of Sammy Whitcomb was going to be back with the Perth Lynx. And do you think that Coach Ryan Petrick was jumping up and down for joy when he heard that news?
Oh, you would think so. You know, that's a great addition to bring into what's already a huge shooting team. To bring in Sammy Whitcomb is just another element for them.
The Adelaide Lightning starting 5. How good's this combination of Talbot and Smith been? And Abby Werung in the Opal squad for the World Cup next year. Kiana Williams, the import, and Kylie Shook as well. They've been fantastic and playing their roles to perfection for Coach Chris Lucas.
Absolutely. And, you know, Alana Smith taken a few games to get into it, but she's now shown what she can do. And the dynamic between Steph and Alana will be really interesting to watch.
It's always going to be interesting to see how Perth rolled out their starting 5. They've got 4 opals in their squad. Alex Sharp not starting because Jackie Young and Marina Mabry, the combo coming out of Notre Dame, both in the WNBA. Gold medalist too was Jackie Young in the 3x3 at Tokyo. They go Darcy Garvin, Lauren Scherf and Sammy Whitcomb, who's come off a career best year with the New York Liberty in the WNBA, shooting the 3 ball at 42%.
Absolutely, and I think that they're going to play a big perimeter game, and it's going to have to drag Adelaide out and open up the key for them.
It looks like with such talent in both starting 5s, Alison, these are the games when your bench players are so important. We've already know that Alex Sharp, who's an opal in her own right, will be starting on the bench, but they've got some depth too, the Adelaide Lightning. How do you see the battle of the benches and what role it will play today?
That's right. I've always said a team is only as good as its bench. So today, I think it's going to be the bench. Whichever bench comes through will be the team that wins.
Really looking forward to seeing a few of the players, and obviously it's a really special day for the Perth Lynx, having had to wait that 388 days, as we mentioned. But they've got players like Alex Chibatoni on the bench. They get Taya Burrows returning, who had a really solid year last year, went from just 15 minutes of WNBL time in total to averaging 16 a game. She wasn't able to get over to Washington State University to start her college career, so she's back with Perth. They've got Ash Isenberger, who was the Melbourne Boomers' most improved player a couple of years ago, so there is depth there.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I think the key here for Perth is that they haven't played a game, so they're going to have that round 1, round 2 fumbles and you know, sort of finding their feet and trying to get it together. So the quicker they can do that, they'll be in good stead.
So the referees, as we've just seen, named Vanessa Devlin, Hugh Starkey and Danica Shepherd. So what would it be for you when it comes to Perth? Is it just as simple as that? Keep it simple. Keep
it simple. Stick to your offences, not try to run too many. I think that their scouting will be great because they've been able to watch the games. They've been able to see the way Adelaide's been playing and the rest of the teams in the league. And so they've been able to train that. They've had that time, but it'll just be a matter of getting it all clicking together. How
have you seen the Steph Talbot, Alana Smith combination? So it was a real coup for Adelaide to be able to get Alana Smith to play her first ever year in the WNBL. Steph Talbot coming off an MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year effort last season, gone from 18 points a game to 12, but she's up on rebounds per game and assists per game.
Yeah, and I think we've started to see another element of her game that doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. You know, you've got the assist there, but her work ethic is unbelievable, and she's able to make an impact, but it doesn't necessarily show on that stat sheet.
Really looking forward to the deep shooting, as you said. Marina Mabry, number 3 on screen at the moment. finished up her career at Notre Dame as their all-time leader in made three-pointers. So she can shoot the ball.
I think they can also, even Lauren Scherf loves a three. So I dare say this is going to be quite the perimeter offense that they run. And how Adelaide defend that will be really interesting.
She went at 40% from outside the arc last year, Lauren Scherf, so a career best year for her in that stat. And there are stars everywhere you look in this game, so we're really looking forward to this. First possession will go the way of the Lynx. And they give it straight to the import in Jackie Young. Combining with her teammate from just outside the stripe, Mabry. Former Notre Dame teammate, and now at the Lynx together. It's the opening points of this season for Perth. Adelaide really like to get the ball through as many hands as possible, Alison, and they love this. They work it around and then find, as often as they can, Kylie Shook in a one-on-one underneath. Yeah,
that inside-outside game for Adelaide is really good for them.
Here's Jackie Young. Garvin gives it back to her, little fumble. Well, Mabry even had a look there and thought, is that beyond me? Now showing some of the handles. And there's a strong move. Darcy Garvin she's just developed over several years now being one of the most consistent performers in the WNBL.
And she's got a good inside-outside game. The shot fake, you have to go out to that because she can make that shot and then it opens up the lane for her.
Shook a long way from her natural habitat in the paint. Kiana Williams has been fantastic. Shows the range of skill set there. It was a little bit audacious to put that up on the 1 foot. It's a 4-2 Perth lead. Make that 7-2, and there's the shooting of Marina Mabry.
I think we're going to see that from Perth this season, is that's going to be their full court layup, is the prop for a three in transition.
And that's the modern game. That's modern basketball. 7-2 now, Perth. But when it comes to the conventional, not many better than Alana Smith. Just couldn't finish her work getting into the avenue. Mabry, the crossover, the step back, and there's the three. Lighting it up in her first game on Australian soil. The Perth Lynx, timeout called. Adelaide need to have a chat about this. 10-2 Lynx.
And look, that timeout's going to be, the scout is that they're three-point shooters. That's a difficult shot to guard. That's just a great shot. But you need to be getting out to get a hand to those shots, make them drive around you, rotate defensively, and make them make a shot that they don't really want to have.
She was drafted by the LA Sparks in the 2019 WNBA draft, Marina Mabry, now with the Dallas Wings, where Erin Phillips finished up her career. An NCAA championship with Notre Dame, with Jackie Young, who's been drafted and spent a couple of years now with the Las Vegas Aces. And massive story during the week, as we're looking at basketball from a world perspective, that Becky Hammond, who's been a long-time assistant under Greg Popovich with the San Antonio Spurs, has taken up the role as the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces. That is a coup for them.
Oh, absolutely. And what a wealth of knowledge that she's taking over to be the head coach there.
So what is Chris Lucas, who's such an experienced and a calm head, just calls the timeout at the right time, stops the run. What's his message?
And that is it. It's to stop the run. They've got a hot hand to begin with, slows them down, and it'll just be get back into it, run your offense. They haven't really run a good offense yet, and make Perth play defense.
Here's Steph Talbot, only player to ever win an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in a season. Abby Werung, the avenue opens up for her, and she just can't teardrop the finish. Couple of open looks that they haven't cashed in on Adelaide. And this is Jackie Young, we mentioned earlier. She can't finish on a similar shot to the one that Werung couldn't. But where she couldn't finish, that's okay. Lauren Scherf can. And they win it back and then give it away. Kiana Williams now. Good vision. Werung should be able to knock that down. Didn't miss one in practice in the warm-up, as I was watching earlier. Couldn't drain it. 10-point Perth lead. What about the fine? Mabry in to Scherf. And a foul is called. Marina Mabry, really impressive early.
I think that's a little bit scary for the rest of the teams watching Perth play. She can shoot the ball, she's 100% at the moment, and then she can make passes like that. So she is going to be tough to guard.
Lauren Scherp, part of the bronze medal winning squad at the FIBA Asia Cup. 14-15 WNBL Rookie of the Year, an award that you won, Alison Downing.
It's just yesterday, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And that's a 12-point lead now. Biggest of the game. Still early stages, though. Again, Adelaide looking to get it through as many hands as possible. Steph Talbot, that's strong from right to left underneath. And again, that's probably the third close-in look that they haven't been able to drop. Mabry has had no trouble. Her first blemish. Almost reclaimed it. And we're still yet to see Sammy Whitcomb really have possession of the ball. The deep three misses for Adelaide, and Perth get another look. 2 from 3 from the arc, we're outside it. Young posting up on Williams. Oh, that is elite vision. Absolutely elite vision to draw 2 and feed Darcy Garvin underneath.
Yeah, that's great and smart. Alana Smith probably didn't need to go and help there, but she did. And when you've got someone smart like that that's going to pass that ball, it's 2 points every time.
For a team that hasn't played a game yet, they're looking pretty cohesive. Shook knocks down much needed points, just their second bucket in this game. And just outside the key, she's been really impressive. Averaging 8 rebounds a game. It looks to know when it's her time to score and when it's not.
Seems like a very calm head.
Yeah.
I quite like that. I like watching her play.
Garvin in the one-on-one. Step back on Talbot. Doesn't get the kind kiss off the rim. And Shook the rebound. And Werung pushes the issue. Oh, that's a great find. Not only was the screen provided by Alana Smith, she then made the move to the basket. Werung honoured that. Can they get rolling now? Cross court. Welcome back. Sammy Whitcomb, that's what she does best. Only one other player made more three-pointers than her in the last WNBA season. A career best year for the Liberty. She opens her account. And that's going to be a worrying sign. Alana Smith getting into her work now.
And it's a good matchup. Alana Smith against Lauren Scherf. Lauren's probably got a bit more height on her, so both offensively are going to be taking out each other.
On range 3 from Mabry. Missed her last couple now. Talbot through Williams. And now Shook wanting to show off her handles. Good defence from Scherf. Didn't bite. Williams thought about the 3. Dangerous cross-court pass, and Whitcomb got a little touch on it. It'll be a lightning ball. Amazing stat that in 77 games in the WNBL, Sammy Whitcomb's got the second best career points per game average. Only Lauren Jackson higher. Averages just over 20 a game.
An amazing stat. Did not know that.
Oh, brilliant find again. They're so well drilled. They look for the team player every time, and that's the combination that all Lightning fans are enjoying. Smith to Talbot, and she's able to finish and won.
And both teams are quite offensively, I guess, oriented. And so it's going to be the defence here. Perth's defence looks like they're switching, so it's going to open it up for Adelaide if they can start to make those shots.
So Talbot able to convert the three-point play. Mabry now missed her last 3 after starting with a hot hand. Leads all scorers with 8. Perth are going to get it back. Sam Simons has been impressive. The youngster has a lethal long-range game.
She does, and it's good. She's just playing with a bit of confidence, and it's really good to see the young ones come on, have that confidence to shoot the ball when they're open.
Oh, little bobble there. Alex Sharp is going to get it back. Probably would have been starting in this game, you would have thought, if Sammy Whitcomb hadn't been the Christmas signing.
Absolutely, and that's that's one of those things. Late signing can upset the apple cart a little bit. Doesn't seem to be bothering them too much at the moment, though. Average
just under 9 points a game for the Lynx last year. Whitcomb, her second 3, just a little long. Talbot gets a one-on-one matchup, and she won't mind that. Just the hesitation shot, falling to the ground on Garvin, who didn't really do much wrong. Sharp again, just not as clean as she'd like to be, but the foul is called. couldn't have done much more there, Darcy Garbutt.
Unless she wanted to foul her, that's very difficult to guard.
Smith called for that foul. Chibatoni into the line-up, and Sharp gets her first points, and they're back to a 9-point lead, Perth. Anna Smith again. The defence was good from Sharp. She didn't get it the first time, so the step back was good.
And those are those shots Smith was missing in those first few rounds, but she started to find her touch, and she's going to be hard to guard.
Garbin, long range 2, doesn't get a kind bounce. A rebound from Talbot. Yeah, 21 points in the game against the Boomers, her best outing, and it was a double-double game as well. Oh, the fake of the shot from Talbot. Finding a partner in crime, Alana Smith going to the bucket. She tried to combine with Chelsea Brook. And it just doesn't come off the way they were hoping.
Well, essentially she gets triple team there. The 3 people go to her, she tries to find the open player, but they get back.
In possession again. Chelsea Brook into the game. We're up. Talbot, feed inside, and a one-on-one situation for Alana Smith. Thought she was going to spin baseline, but looked to open it up a little. Couldn't drop it from in the paint. Sammy Whitcomb gets double-teamed, and then just making the move out the back door.
That's better defense.
Couldn't finish.
Yeah. Better defense by Adelaide. They double-team it, but that rotation is there, which makes it a difficult shot for sure.
Simon's nice find to Smith, kicked it back out, and then got it back from Talbot. Strong move. Finishes off the glass, and wasn't quite sure why she didn't get the foul call. Whitcomb and Scherf again trying to run that same play. Whitcomb throws it up into the bottom of the backboard, and it'll be a Lightning ball. So it was 12 points at one stage, and now the Lightning have come back and made it a 5-point game.
And that's that timely, you know, Chris Lucas, he knows what he's doing. That timeout was at the right time. He didn't wait for that another 3 to be hit for them to get that shot off. And it slowed the game down, and now it's probably a little bit more on Adelaide's terms.
Kiana Williams back in, let go by the Seattle Storm after last season. Teammate of Steph Talbot's. Gets the ball back now. What about the find? It was almost a no-look dime. Chelsea Brook making the move, but just couldn't keep a handle on the ball. Young, dangerous pass, but able to thread the needle to Maybury. Goes to her natural habitat from long range. Oh, rattles that in. This is going to be a fun year if this is what Marina Maybury's going to dish up. She leads all comers with 11 points. The lead back to 8.
And it just shows in the modern game, look, that, you know, she's got her hand up, but that range that she's got, you have to be right up in their grill. You cannot let them go, but then it opens the lane for that drive. It's really difficult these days.
Showing what an offensive weapon that she's going to be. Simon's 10 points in her last game. Brooke couldn't get an opening into the key, so back out was Talbot. Guarded by Jackie Young. Oh, did Simon step out? Yep. Sam Simons from Forestville, SA. Played for St Mary's in the NCAA. How many times do we say that for an Australian player? Been a great relationship between our country and that college.
Oh, absolutely. And it's good to see that the girls come back, you know, really rounded basketball players. It's good to see.
Kiana Williams hasn't had much of an influence yet on this game. Expect that to change. Just under a minute to go in this first quarter. 8-point lead to Perth. Shook thought about the long range too. Again, just patient to find to Talbot, and Talbot equally good to Brooke for 2. They play so well as a team, don't they? That won't go for Maybury on this occasion. It's not going to bounce around and down either for Alex Sharp. So Perth should be able to get one more possession, at least. Give and go to Williams. Shook couldn't get it back to Talbot. And a little bit of jostling, and that's an offensive foul. That screen from Shook, not street legal, or not court legal. Probably was street legal.
Almost a shepherd like in footy.
A little bit. So it should be the final possession of the game. Shot clock just a little ahead of the game clock. Mabry, can she pull the trigger? Has 11 points. Oh, beautifully weighted pass over the top. Now Young stepped. Good defence. So 2.9 seconds left. A chance to reduce the margin from 6 for Adelaide. Kiana Williams heaves that up, but it just falls short. Entertaining first quarter. We knew it was going to be all-out offense from these two teams, and we have been treated. The Lightning 19, the Lynx led by import Marina Mabry with 11 points, 25, and they've got a 6-point lead at the first change.
Who said we're not strong enough, not fast enough? Wrong. We're crossover queens, scoring buckets, taking names and hitting no-look threes. We fight for every ball. And do we dunk? Hell yeah. When we roll onto the court with nothing to lose and everything to prove, you're in for a show. She got style, she got balls, she got belief, she got game.
Oh, we cannot wait for that in September 2022. The FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup is returning to Australian shores for the first time in 27 years. 12 teams, 144 of the world's best, 38 games, 10 days. The FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup is going to deliver plenty of action. Alison Downey, for Aussie basketball fans, sign up for first access to tickets at womensworldcup.basketball. There are 7 players who have been named in that squad playing in this game. Talbot, Smith, Werung, Scherf, Sharp, Garvin and Sammy Whitcomb as well. The Christmas inclusion for the Lynx, who 25-19, they started out, they got a 12-point lead at one stage, and Adelaide Lightning were able to get into their rhythm and peg it back. But the Lynx really impressive, their first quarter in 388 days.
Yeah, really good shooting from them. You know, Mabry's 3 from 4 from the three-point line. They're shooting at 71% from the three-point line. But then again, that's going to be their game for the season. So teams are going to have to adjust and play to those outside. And it's not just on the three-point line. It's a step or two out. Yeah.
The rebound battle is really interesting with the rebound power that Adelaide have. They broke even the Lynx and Scherf leading all comers with 4. Talbot, nice find. Werung could have almost had a look herself there as Mabry was lagging off. Talbot, the crossover. Shook is very hard to beat in these circumstances. That's why. Put 2 on her, put 3 on her. Very strong underneath. 25-21. Young, didn't keep going for Scherf. They did everything right. And we're going to see that, Alison. I mean, this is their first game together. They've been pretty cohesive so far, but there's going to be some times where they might not be quite on the same page, the Lynx.
That's right, yeah. And look, they've started really well, but those little things will happen, and they'll iron them out throughout the game.
So back to 4 points. Shook gets the one-on-one, the catch and turnaround. That's her bread and butter. Defence was good, though, from Scherf, who's enjoying that matchup. Mabry, the crossover with the handles into the corner. That's what we're going to expect from this Perth Lynx team. Darcy Garvin this time with a corner 3. They're 6 of 8. Now the turnover. Werung, uncharacteristic. Mabry will finish easy as you like underneath for her, and that's 13 points for her and 30 for the Lynx 9-point lead.
It's a great start for Mabry. Sometimes it's hard to come into a new league and find your feet, but she's just slotted right in.
Kiana Williams gets to work on Garvin. They've had a couple of those where they just haven't been able to finish from underneath. That's 4 or 5 now, Allison. Oh, Mabry, well done, Werrong, closed it down, understood exactly what was unfolding. Garvin couldn't get 2 in a row. Sammy Whitcomb, look at the hustle from her. Wins it back, desperate. It's going to be a Lightning ball, much to the displeasure of Coach Ryan Petrick and the Lynx bench. Let's have another look. Are you seeing this, Alison? Maybe that knee?
Maybe. The referee's in a good spot there. You know, maybe Ryan's asking for the foul. She did run into, I think, Abby Werrong. So, you know, but that's Sammy. That's her game. She'll be doing that all game.
Shook. Alana Smith. There's not many better that Steph Talbot. Same can be said to her. Between her and Alana Smith, there's not many players that are as good at just getting the contact.
Yeah, and she sort of thrives off that contact, I think, Talbot. She likes that body work. She likes to know where the body is and she can work at it. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a foul.
5 points for her. Make that 6. %70 career free throw shooter, Steph Talbot. Oh, and that's their coach killers, those ones.
Offensive rebound off a foul shot is just, yeah.
Unforgivable. Sammy Whitcomb showing every bit of the class that she possesses to answer back quickly for the Lynx. Talbot up to 8 points now, equal with Smith to lead the Lightning. And trail by 8. Shook. Just knocks that in easy as you like. Never looks rushed, does she?
Never, ever. She just goes about her business and does it really well.
She's got 8 points as well. Mabry thinks about it twice, then gets to the elbow. Oh, she is lethal. Showing not just the outside game, as she knocks down the mid-range too.
Keep Adelaide, they might need to take it at her and see what she's like defensively and maybe pick up another quick foul and she might have to go on the bench.
Big bucket from Kiana Williams to bury the step-back 3. Her first points. And now the steal. A 2-on-2 situation. I gave it away. Sammy Whitcomb, right spot, right time to make it hurt. Sammy Whitcomb, second best steals per game average in WNBL history as well. That's the second best points per game average. 5-point Perth lead, entertaining game. Smith absolutely drains that 3 ball. Nothing but net. 2-point game just like that. They seem to have options. That starting 5, all capable of score. Oh, are you kidding me? Marina Mabry putting on a 3-point shooting clinic.
There is nothing you can do there. She just went, oh, I'll just shoot that.
18 points, 4 of 7. Now Smith to post up. Kick out, Shook. Doesn't normally set sail from outside, and that might be why. 5-point Perth lead. Oh, Mabry, that's just audacious from there. That's sort of Damian Lillard, Steph Curry territory. Maybe Ryan Petrick might say, okay, you're playing well, but you're not that well. Another steal. Perth's defence has been fantastic. Whitcomb comes away with it. Young to her left. Gets the step on Williams and just a little overzealous on that too. The putback from Scherf, no good. They all sort of stopped for a little while.
You know, not too many fouls have been called in this game, so it's up and back, and you can see the fatigue stepping in, and that's probably why they're launching it from so far out, because then you don't have to run as much, but if it doesn't go in, it's not a great shot.
Smith missing another layup for the Lightning. They've left a few out there this afternoon. The find from Williams was good. Mabry's got Scherf inside and held onto it for every second that she could, but didn't know Alana Smith was there to say, not this time. That's a big block from Smith. Werrong gets trapped underneath the bucket. Smith into help. There's the desperation from Sammy Whitcomb again. fact, that's Marina Maybury who's at the bottom of that pile. That's often a way, isn't it, that you can endear yourself to fans, Alison, as we've got a timeout called. Marina Maybury's done that, 18 points already. But that diving on the ball, the desperation to keep possession, does that win the respect of your teammates even more so than the shooting? Yeah,
it does. It's those 1%ers, and all coaches talk about those little 1%ers doing those things. That's what makes or breaks a game.
Just some highlights of Marina Maybury. Just a pure shooter. And apart from the one that was just inside the half, they've all been calculated. She's assessed where the defence has been. She's had a look where they're at offensively. So would seem to have a pretty high basketball IQ as well for a young player.
Yeah, and it seems the offence is about that, setting those on-ball screens, which makes the defence second-guess what they want to do. Is it going to be a switch? Is the big going to be guarding them? Are they going to jump out and double-team it, or are they going to step off, which you just can't afford to do with Maybury?
3 fouls apiece. And a Lightning ball after that last one on the Lynx. Chivatoni back into the game, guarding Williams. Wirrung yet to register a point. It has 3 assists. Whittle, step back 2, can't get the kind bounce from the elbow. Chivatoni got the screen from Issenberger. Now she likes what she sees ahead of her, can't finish on the left. And McClark into the game as well for the Lynx. Williams. That's just class. Put Chivatoni up in the air, the step to the left.
Won't step over the three-point line though. Make the most of it. No point doing a long 2.
Was that called a long 2, was it?
No, it was a 3.
No, got the 3. So it's a 1-point ball game just like that. Lynx have been a little sloppy on their last couple of journeys down the floor. Kiana Williams up to 6 points now with her second 3. And you can't sort of sleep on, we've talked about it a few times, especially their starting 5, all have the ability to catch fire for the Lightning.
Yeah, they do. And then, as we've said, so do their bench. So, you know, Mariana Whittle's in. We'll see what she can do today.
Talbot, bullet double-handed pass underneath for Brooke, and it'll be a Lynx ball. Just didn't quite see the call there.
I think it might have been too long in the key.
Yeah. Alana Smith has 12 points to lead the Lightning. 4 rebounds as well and 2 assists. So we're going to... I was looking at the stats there. Lightning have actually got it back.
I think that was a 5-second call out of bounds. Good defence by Adelaide. And there's another one.
How does that happen not once but twice in a row? Do you learn from the other team's mistakes?
Or you learn from the other team's defence and go, that works.
Yeah.
Deny, deny, deny.
Turnovers creeping up for both teams. 10 to 8. Adelaide committing more. Jackie Young has sort of played second fiddle. Oh, that's a brilliant needle threaded by Scherf. Got it into Sharp. The no-look from Whitcomb. Oh, this is just showtime stuff from the Lynx. Scherf the finish. They're going to be a fun side, but so too are the Lightning. Whittle gets it to Smith, and she's up to 14 points now. And it's still a 1-point game, end-to-end stuff. It's fun to watch. Tammy Whitcomb, what about that step? And just threw it up underneath the bucket of Smith's defence. Proved the one hurdle too far. Just a rerun of that brilliant little offensive set from the Lynx. Whitcomb got it from Young somehow. Oh, they just opened like saloon doors, the Lightning defence. Lead back to 3 as Sammy Whitcomb takes exception to, is it the lack of a call?
Sure what she wants. I think she wanted a foul, but she just stepped between them and nice easy layup for her.
Through the raindrops. So 41 to 38. 2:22 on the clock in the second quarter. I mean, the Lightning over the last couple of games have looked really settled as a unit. So for the Lynx to be where they're at the moment in their first game is very impressive. And we've talked about the fact that you might not have played a game yet, but when you've got the talent that they've got, it's always going to have you in pretty good stead.
Yeah, it has. So, look, they've been training this whole time through, and you can see they do have a good connection. And often when you train against each other, you know the offense, so you know the cheats, and you know the counters to all of that, which are those quick bounce passes, and you're getting denied, and you're back cutting, and all those things that when you train against each other, you really start to get those things out. So, and you can see it the way they're playing. Lauren Scherf doing thread the needle bounce passes, and then Sammy Whitcomb no look passes. It's just great to see.
So Mabry leading the way with 18 points for the Lynx. Smith has 14 for the Lightning. Garvin and Whitcomb both have 7 for the Lynx. And for the Lightning, 8 to Talbot and to Shook. So it is the big names that are doing the damage. But Marina Mabry, who you'd be forgiven for not knowing much about her first WNBL stint, she has lit it up for the Lynx. We've got a 3-point game. Oh, high tempo one at that. In the corner, Williams. Oh, that just doesn't go. Again, just another one they've left out there. Did everything but finish it. Don't think this player will have much trouble. Sammy Whitcomb not happy as she misses the 45-3. Williams drained one from here a little earlier. That was a perfectly weighted ball to Smith, who was making a move. Bucket bound. And gets called for the offensive foul.
I think Smith just let go of the seal at that last second, saying, I'm not going to get it, probably thinking she's going to get that 3-second call, and then Williams threw it in.
And Whitcomb lets out the huge roar when she got the call. Jackie Young still hasn't scored her first points. That 3 won't go from Scherf. Williams again, great vision. Great find, and Talbot's left another one out there, but luckily, partner in crime, Alana Smith there to mop it up. Williams looks such an accomplished floor spacer. Oh, Whitcomb easily able to step past, unselfish into the corner. And the moment that Alex Sharp had that ball in the air, you saw with the finish, she knew it was going.
She knew it was in. Kept
the one hand up. For the photographers. Is that what that's for?
I'd say that. I would say so. I wasn't a shooter when I played.
Foul called on Whitcomb. Hold. And it'll be a baseline inbound. So a couple of subs. Williams will sit out. Werung back into the side, back onto the floor. And shoot 3, much needed points. This time Marina Whittle. Lead back to 4, but back from 4 to 1 for the Lynx. They're going at 53%, and the Lightning, you'd be happy with that on any day at 43. Mabry, who's done the bulk of that damage, gets fouled. Going into the lane. Can they maintain that 53% deep ball shooting? It's going to be hard to stop if they can. Mabry gets her 19th point. We might have to start looking up some stats on most points on debut from an import, Alison Downey, because now with 20 to her name, Marina Mabry might have that in her sights.
They should be right up there.
Talbot, Werung, Whittle. Shook. If they can get it there in a one-on-one. Great defence from Darcy Garvin. Got the first hand on and then was able to claim it. 16 seconds left in the half. Shot clock just ahead. Mabry has been an assassin from long range. She wants one here. Throws one up in hope and just falls short off the rim. Young the rebound. Hurried finish, her first points as time expires. Off one leg. Jackie Young gets the Lynx back to 3 points. They were at the 12 in midway through the first quarter. The Lightning have just worked their way back into this game. And we've got a high-tempo, high-scoring, high-quality game of WNBL. It's a 3-point lead to the Lynx. 43 the Lightning, 46 the Perth Lynx in their first game in this WNBL season. If we look at the highlights, Marina Mabry dished up plenty. Kylie Shook, so effective at what she does. That was an important three, one of two for Williams. And Mabry showed that she didn't just do it with ball in hand to finish, but she can play provider as well. And this was maybe one of the plays of the afternoon so far. The desperation shown from Sharp and the no look from Whitcomb and the finish from Scherf. And there's the numbers that matter. And both teams now going at 50% from outside, but it's 8 of 16 that's really impressive from the Lynx, Alison Downey.
Yeah, and we said that early on, that was going to be their game. But, you know, Adelaide have been able to match that in terms of percentage-wise, which is great to see. And their field goal percentages lifted a bit to 55%, and Perth's have dropped to 45, which was quite high early on in that first quarter.
Lightning back on top in the rebound stakes, which is going to be important. At 12 turnovers to 8, though, won't impress Chris Lucas. And we know how good at just sharing the ball around they are. They're leading the assist battle 14 to 10. Don't go anywhere. If that's what we can expect from the first half, then what awaits us in the second, we'll find out on the other side of the break. Half time here in Adelaide, 43 to 48. The Lynx lead by 5 points. Half-time almost finished at the Lights Community and Sports Centre, Lightsview, South Australia. The Adelaide Lightning at home against the Perth Lynx, 43-48. The Lynx lead by 5 points, and for a team that hasn't played a game of competitive basketball in well over a year, 388 days, as we've mentioned a couple of times, Perth could not be happier. You wouldn't have thought, Coach Ryan Petrick, Alison Downey, with how the Lynx have performed.
Absolutely. You know, they've got their touch. It's like they've been playing as much basketball as the rest of the teams. You know, they've got the touch, the pressure's on, but they're still managing to run their offences.
Don't forget too, if you're liking the action here, don't forget about Aussie Hoops. Aussie Hoops is basketball's national junior participation program, introducing kids aged 5 to 10 years of age. The great game of basketball, they learn and improve the fundamental movement skills as well as basics of teamwork, so important, and cooperation, which will benefit them both on and off the court. More importantly, they have fun, they make friends, and the success of this program easily measured, the Aussie Hoops program, on the smiles of more than 100,000 kids that do the program each and every year, and it gives them the basis to progress into basketball competition. So check out aussiehoops.basketball/find a program. Registration for Term 1 programs are now open. Aussie Hoops. Check out the website today. One of the most popular sports in the world, going through a boom in this country as well. We've got the World Cup next year as well, Alison Downey, and the standard in this WNBL season that we've seen, it's right up there with some of the best that we have seen.
Oh, absolutely. It's the young kids coming through. You can see that they want to be here, and the skills and the shooting talent that we've got coming through is really exciting to watch. And then you've got your imports coming through, which makes our homegrown kids even better.
So Lightning with first possession, 5-point deficit. Williams got going in that second quarter. And again, they love this situation to get it to Shook in the paint, and uncharacteristic miss from close range for her. Garvin comes up with it for the Lynx, and I get the feeling that Kiana Williams is going to spend a lot of time right in the face of Marina Maybury, who had 20 first half points, 4 of 7 deep ball shooting. Whitcomb didn't like what was presented to her. Garvin does. Splash. Opening 3-point shot for this second half. They have been deadly from long range, the Lynx, Alison.
Yeah, and that would have been their scout, but when you're shooting like this, it's so hard to guard.
And Adelaide give it away. That's their 13th turnover. Whitcomb gets the open look. Went at 42% in the WNBA last year, and that one's errant. Just offline. Alana Smith just easily able to step through. Knew that she wasn't going to be able to put up the shot she wanted. Found Shook, but Shook just not being able to finish. She called for the walk, was she?
Called for the walk. Just Lauren Scherf got a hand on it.
Great defence from Scherf, and didn't she love that? Not today, she says. Oh, Whitcomb, almost a hesitation step and just a bit too much effort off the glass. Werung runs the floor. Stepping out was Talbot. It'll be a Lynx ball. They turn it over again, the Lightning.
I think that by the end of the game, it's going to be the team that's the fittest, because this has been such an up and down game.
The tempo's been really high-paced.
And minimal fouls, which we've seen quite a few fouls in the first few rounds of the league.
Oh, that's brilliant from Kiana Williams. Sent them all up in the air in the wrong way like a broken compass. That's, my apologies, Jackie Young. Kiana Williams of the Lightning, of course. Jackie Young getting her second bucket. Smith, she couldn't finish underneath, did all the hard work. Jackie Young again. Step back three. Whitcomb, yeah, flushes that one. Lightning are going to call a timeout. Chris Lucas has seen this movie before. Lynx have shown they can get on a run.
Sammy's got that confidence. She's missed a couple, missed a few, probably ones that she would normally make, and then she's missed a layup, but it doesn't stop her from shooting. And then she does a nice little drag step back three, which is almost impossible to guard. But the confidence she has in her shooting, they're always going to go up. And when you do that, you're going to have the percentage that she does.
Just on the Jackie Young bucket underneath. That's probably the second time we've seen the extra pass option from the Lynx. They're obviously looking to get it in the hands of their shooters. The Lightning do that so well, get the ball through hands. But what we were able to see on this possession, that'd be a worrying sign for any team that's watching the Lynx, because it shows that they've got layers to their offense.
They do, and they understand their offense, and they've got smart players that see it and then they pass it, you know, and it's not all about them. Like, there's shots there that they could probably take, but they go, no, there's a better one, and they give it to them.
How much do coaches love seeing that?
It's a coach's dream. And the coach...
Is that just because they know that the players are listening?
Yeah, that too. And then they go, what they draw on that whiteboard, they go, I did that. And it worked.
Always good come contract time as well. So, 8-point lead again. 12 is the highest it's been. Williams, always busy. Mabry guarding her. Werung, Whitcomb right in her grill. Same for Young on Talbot. She's able to go baseline and then threw it straight to Lauren Scherf. And credit Darcy Garvin's defence there as well. A couple of uncharacteristic misses and turnovers for Talbot. Mabry got into the avenue, can't finish off balance. Lauren Scherf, offensive rebounds are worth their weight in gold. Eight points, long range two. Williams knocks it down. That'll take her up to 8 points. Now Garvin. Oh, little hand in from Smith, and that'll be a Lynx ball. 43-51. A lot of basketball left in this game, and I reckon you're right, Alison Downey. It's going to be a survival of the fittest.
Yeah, you just start to see it get a little bit, I guess you say, lazy when they get that fatigue and that movement isn't there, and then you get those turnover passes.
Oh, Mabry with two right in her face. That fine to Scherf, that's a lot harder than it looks, because she barely had a look. Scherf's got back-to-back buckets. In fact, has that been waved away? Double check that. The lead was 8 points, and it was counted for Scherf, but then in the blink of an eye, Williams able to get her third three-pointer. Mabry misses. Williams again. Oh, and another turnover. Werung couldn't find Smith. Garvin there. Young, Scherf again, just off balance and running out of real estate. Good defence, Abby Werung. Talbot able to find Shaw. That ball looked like it was coming out, and then just got that little bit of extra rotation. Was able to finish.
A good vision there by Talbot to see the mismatch, so she gets it in early, and that's, for Shook, that's easy layups.
Scherf couldn't thread the needle. Lightning shut the door on Sammy Whitcomb. Williams step back three. No, had a good look at it too. Lynx come up with it. Mabry round the back. We know she's got handles. Fall away two. Rattles out. Werung goes right at the offense, and then the fine for Talbot. She was over 40% for the Storm last year in the WNBA, and she buries a much-needed one for the Lightning. Smith looking for wings. Oh, that's just a great read. Saw that Mabry was right on a hammer, then found Shook inside, who did all the tough stuff. Got rid of Sharp and got the deuce.
And so Perth are a little bit under height now without Scherf in there, so they're going to have to go and look at Shook because that's a great mismatch for her.
Mabry, that's a bit of a mismatch on Shook. That was just short on the 3-ball.
And conversely, the other way, there's going to be mismatches now for Shook to be guarding essentially guards.
Horseshoeing around was Alana Smith and absolutely faked Garvin out of that. Thought she was going to keep going. She put the handbrake on and Garvin flew right by. Maverick and Goose style. Chibatoni into the paint. Unselfish. The corner 3 for Sharp. Like the look of it. Just couldn't get it to go. Talbot, oh, that's great court vision. Whittle for her second 3. It's short. Foul called just as Mabry sliced into the lane.
I don't think Mabry wanted the foul because she got through. It's a layup for her.
Mabry's going to take a seat. I think she'd be, we don't have the official word yet, most amount of points on debut in the WNBL, but 20 to her name. Jackie Young now. Gets back out, gets in, gets underneath, and gets the kind bounce as it rattles around and in. So sharing it around, this is what they like to do. The Lightning and Chelsea Brook able to connect on the 3-ball up top. Sharp, Whitcomb, Scherf, Young. Gets the one-on-one at Werrung. The help comes from Brook, and I think that'll be a travel. Similar to what we saw earlier, Brook just got a hand in and stopped all the momentum that Young had.
And there's that fatigue setting in, I think, for Perth, is there's no movement on the perimeter, and they're going to live and die by the 3-point line because they're all great 3-point shooters. But then they get stuck out there, and Young has no options to pass off there, and it's an easy help from Adelaide.
Sam Simons into the game. Double-handed bullet into the paint for Brook from Whittle. And a foul is called. So we just apologise at the moment. We've just got some score issues from the feed coming directly from the stadium. We'll update you on that. Luckily, the action is aplenty. Perth's defence has been impressive too, as both sides really. It has been high scoring, but it might sound a contradiction to say, but it could have been a lot worse. Oh, that's what they do better than anybody. Hold on to the ball and just wait. Smith able to get it to Whittle. Lovely service. Now Young. Sharp, Scherf, quick hands inside, and Chibatoni is fouled. Sammy Whitcomb, pure vision.
And it's a little bit of movement, you know, a down screen from Chibatoni, and it just creates a little bit of indecision from the defence, and Sammy's smart enough to find the open player.
Chibatoni gets the first. And the second. So that should be a 2-point lead, I believe, for the Perth Lynx. 64-62. Alana Smith, oh, that's another from close range. Sam Simons' offensive glass. They get another look. Werrung. Good screen from Smith. Werrung able to get all the way around and in, but just not get the shot down. Oh, Mabry, maybe a little couple of the naughty words. Hopefully no one watching is a lip reader.
It's pretty obvious when you see those words, don't you?
It'll be a Perth ball, so I'm not quite sure what she was upset about. So this is a really good game we've got on our hands. 2-point lead to Perth. Under 2 minutes. Can Perth sustain this? Lightning just trying to wear them down, Scherf, Garvin on the step back from outside the key, no good. Whittle tries to penetrate and Shook just didn't go where Whittle put that ball. Kylie Shook playing with Louisville in the NCAA. 13th pick in the 2020 WNBL draft. The New York Liberty. Jackie Young's shown when she's needed to that she's a quality acquisition for this Lynx outfit, Alison.
Yeah, and she's got great handles and, you know, she's running the point, so it's not all about her at the moment, but when she needs to score, she can.
4-point lead now for the Lynx. Final minute. And they almost threw it away to Lightning. 13-8 the turnovers against them at the moment. Werung, fine. Brooke with time running out. Fall away two is good from just inside the elbow. Back to 2 points. They were double teaming Mabry. Oh, Young had Simons going past her. Pulls up for the two and then follows up her work. The hustle is good, but Whittle just gets there first. So shot clock just ahead of game clock. You can see the screen there. Werung will wind it down. We're set for a massive last quarter, I know that. Werung gets all the way in, pulls up, just fades to the left-hand side, and Jackie Young charges down the floor. Left all alone is Darcy Garvin as time expires on the third quarter, and that'll hurt. Lynx go in with a 5-point lead as we turn for home at the Lights Community and Sports Centre. Darcy Garvin hitting her third three-pointer. Make that her second three-pointer. 69-64, do not go anywhere. This is going to go all the way down to the wire. The Lynx in their first game of the season, round 5 action. 69-64, Perth over Adelaide.
To everyone who said we're not strong enough, not fast enough, wrong. We're crossover queens, scoring buckets, taking names and hitting no-look threes. We fight for every ball. Until we dunk, hell yeah. When we roll into the court with nothing to lose and everything to prove, you're in for a show. She got style, she got balls, she got belief, she got game.
Cannot wait for that Women's World Cup in 2022, September. Get your tickets, womensworldcup.basketball. 12 powerhouse basketball nations descend on Sydney. 144 of the world's best players, 38 games, 10 days. But to the matter at hand, Alison Downey and the Lynx have been able to maintain the raid, so to speak. They've played a high-tempo style of game that the Lightning have been able to hang with. They got to level pegging, and then that late three-pointer from Darcy Garvin means that they've got a 5-point buffer as we head for home.
Yeah, and those shots, you know, Adelaide technically had the last shot of the game. It didn't come off for them, and then it's a quick transition. It drops Adelaide's heads when those threes are made. So we'll see if they can pick it up here again.
Mabry's been a star. Young has shown that what she's capable of. Draws the foul. Will get to the line. She seems to just have grown in confidence as the game's worn on. But sometimes you just got to, in a team sport, Alison Downey, when you see that your teammate's got the hot hand and the fast start, you just got to sometimes step back and go take it away.
That's it. She hasn't had to make an impact. Mabry's been shooting well. Sammy's been shooting well. They've been able to find open players, and now it's been a bit stagnant, and she's been able to get through and make an impact.
Had a gold medal around her neck after the Tokyo Olympics in the 3x3 basketball. Picked up first by the Las Vegas Aces in the 2019 WNBA draft. Werung guarded by Mabry. Got a little step, but Mabry's defence was good to shut it down. Statue of Liberty style in the end. Sees Talbot bury another three. Oh, they call that a 2. Darcy Garvin has had some good moments in this game. It's a nice find. Whitcomb kick it out. Young from long range. No good there. And Shook held out Scherf for Werung to bring them down the court. Oh, that's just great awareness from Sammy Whitcomb. Knew that they were trying to find Shook, and she got in front of her New York Liberty teammate. Young again short, but gets her own offensive glass. That won't please Coach Chris Lucas at all. Threading the needle, bounce pass as the doors closed, but Garvin lost the handle. And now Talbot, easy as you like, the find for Brooke was first class.
It's Talbot stepping up in this fourth quarter. It's great help defense there. Earlier she knocks down a much needed three, and then she gets to thread the needle and get those layups for Adelaide.
Young having the ball in her hands a lot more, and she's wanting to take them on and try and score. Forced it up and wedged in between rim and glass. Werung again to come away with it. Sam Simons. Oh, that's just ideally weighted for Shook, but she's just off balance, and Garvin was forcing her out of play, so she coughs it up. Werung from the stripe. Yep. And that might be an Adelaide lead for the first time, I think, in this game. Doesn't matter where you lead, Alison Downey, as long as it's at the end.
That's right. It's the time of the game that matters most.
So just having a look at the major stat stuffers. Which will get you the major point scorers in just a moment. Just hitting refresh. We'll stick with the action at hand. So the foul was called on Mabry. Inbound now, Chibatoni into the game. Oh, Whitcomb left alone. Werung lost her. She goes at her Opals teammate and can't finish off balance. And couldn't get the steal either. But she might have taken that open three. And now she might be called for the foul as she hits the deck hard, Sammy Whitcomb.
Just a little bit of frustration setting in, I think, for Sammy there. Mabry a little bit frustrated earlier, asking for fouls that that may not have been called, or they think should have been called. So, you know, Adelaide might be getting in their head a little bit here.
Smith got it to Talbot, kicks it straight back out. Shook for three, just a little long. There's the offensive glass from Talbot. Shook again, just couldn't finish, this time on the left hand. Chibatoni charges down the floor for the Lynx. A couple of repeat looks. Falling away. Mabry just gone a little cold in the second half. Williams loses Chibatoni. Short on the 2-ball. And now the hustle, but they're going to give it away.
I think you can credit Adelaide's defence for Mabry going a little bit cold, as you said. You know, they haven't seen her play before. She lit it up early, but credit to them, they've been able to get up and make her take shots that are probably not her bread and butter.
Yeah, they're double teaming her again. Kicks out across court. Cipollone left all alone. Gives that a heap of elevation. Oh, got out of the camera angle. Somehow comes up with it again. Can Maybury? Yeah, she can. Perth back in front. 2 points. 6.5 to play. And just like that, the response comes. Big three-pointer in response for Adelaide. Maybury feeling it. I'll fake the shot, and the foul's going to be called on Alex Sharp. Williams, the offender. Let's have a look at this. Happy with that call?
It's there.
So Alex Sharp will go to the line. Part of the bronze medal squad for the FIBA Asia Cup.
I was going to say, if she does miss, then it's a good foul, isn't it?
75% free throw shooter, misses the first. Gets the second. So Perth still with a 1 point lead as Whitcomb draws the offensive foul on Talbot. In fact, it was Alana Smith as Talbot pulled the trigger. Game on a knife's edge at the moment. Whitcomb will want to impact on this game, and then does so. Took a long time to get there. Wasn't quite sure it wanted to go in, but it did. And now the Perth links out to a 4 point lead. Talbot in and then out. Williams pulls up for two, short for her. Maybury the rebound. Maybury to take us back to her first half heroics, just a bit off. Oh, Werong coughs it up normally. Such a controlled ball handler. Cipollone gets a one-on-one. Little Euro step off the glass finish, crashing the offensive boards. Is Sharp out to Garvin. She pulls up for two. Perth just getting things to go their way. Adelaide call a timeout. Perth have got a 5 point lead. Under 5 minutes to play.
Again, I think that timeout might just be to get their breath back, because that was just up and back, up and back.
Just desperate stuff, wasn't it, from Sharp? And Garvin's had a really good game. 12 points for her. So what's your inclination at the moment, Alison Downey? Our concern and your concern's been Perth being able to maintain. Adelaide have left a lot of points out there. They've had a lot of looks underneath the bucket, a lot of missed layups, a lot from directly under that just didn't go. Talbot's been an offender for that and shook a few as well. Do you still back in that the more settled lineup in the Lightning have just got enough of a handle on it to come back, or you're sticking with Perth at the minute?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think it's a timely timeout by Chris, just to slow the game down. You know, Williams has had a couple of open looks, but they've just fallen short. So it's just that fatigue, and you know they might be feeling a bit of that fatigue. They've played three days ago, I think it is. So Perth have fresh legs, however, don't have that match fitness in them. So you know it can go either way.
So we Talbot to inbound and then get it back from Williams. They push their way up the floor pretty quickly, and they'll get set into this offense. It really likes to share the ball around. Hand off. Talbot, strong cutting move from Smith. Open player is Brooke, and she connects on a big three-pointer. Did they call that a 2? We'll get that clarified in just a moment. Block was big time from Smith on Williams. On Young, sorry. Wirrung to level the scores, and it'll be an Adelaide ball. Last touch, Perth.
And you can hear from the bench, you can hear Chris Lucas calling out movement, and that's the key. As soon as you get stagnant, it's really easy to defend. So if they can keep moving, set those screens, move on the weak side, they'll find open looks.
Great look at that Alana Smith block on Jackie Young. Wirrung to set him up. Williams gets clear, catch and shoot. Just short for her, Young the rebound. Goes underneath to her former Notre Dame teammate, Mabry. Wirrung trying to wear her like a glove. Mabry got inside, but just didn't get the 2. Here come the Lightning again. Talbot penetrated out to Brooke, who gets it back from Wirrung. Well, Talbot's got clear in the corner. Can she level it up? Yes, she can. Big-time players step up for big-time moments, and that's what Steph Talbot does.
Great fourth quarter for Steph Talbot.
Yep, she's feeling it at the moment. And the pressure now on the Lynx. Darbin got inside, out to Scherf. Sammy Whitcomb, just a little bit too much spin on that ball. Didn't get the foul call either and vented her frustration to the ref. Brooke for her second three-pointer in the quarter, no good. Scherf the rebound, and they're going to slow it down, the Lynx. And are we just seeing now a little bit of that fatigue? Alison Downey scores level.
Yeah, and you know, hard shots, which makes it even harder, and you get more tired when you have to take those hard shots.
Great defence from Brooke, and even better on the steal from guess who, Talbot, and the crossover on Whitcomb, and then the feed to guess who again, Talbot, Smith combined. Get used to that this year. And the Lightning are in front by 2. Whitcomb, corner 3 for Scherf, was a long air ball. And Talbot the rebound. They're going to tick under 2 minutes on this possession. Lightning in front by 2. They were trailing by 12 halfway through the first. Alana Smith, yes, she can bury the 3. And doesn't she love that, and doesn't this Lightning crowd? 5 points the lead to Adelaide. Timeout call, Perth. Gut check moment coming up for them.
Yeah, and look, what we're probably seeing, and I might jinx it for Adelaide, but we're probably seeing just a bit of that game experience to be able to, you know, they've been in this position before, they know what they can do. They're focusing on running an offense, making Perth play defense, and then up the other end, making it really difficult for Perth to find an open shot.
So if you're Ryan Petrick in your second season as the Perth Lynx head coach, everything's gone pretty much as you would have liked it up until the final couple of minutes of the game.
And I think what he'll do, he'll be drawing out an offense, but for them, I think that it's just been a little bit of lack of movement, which they haven't had to do. When you're shooting threes and you're making them, you don't have to, but when the threes aren't quite working for you, and you can't just stand out there on the three-point line and hope that the ball's going to come out there. It's just so easy to defend for Adelaide because they can play man-on-man, and then when it comes to those dying seconds, the 5 seconds, they know they can collapse in and stop those layups, and then you're living and dying by the three-point line.
Well, it's been Perth's friend, especially in the first half, but their efficiency has slowed in the second. As the Lightning, it's what's brought them back into the game. Big three-pointers from Brooke, Talbot, Smith.
Interesting.
And they go to the experience of Sammy Whitcomb to set them up. Couldn't quite get the screen she wanted, so to Young now. Oh, big block! Denied by Alana Smith. was Jackie Young. Have they called
Shot clock?
Yeah, well, it did count down. Or did they say it went out of play before the clock expired? That's exactly the call. So it's going to be a Perth inbound from the baseline.
Is that with 0.2 of a second to
I
go?
think so. Big denial by Lana Smith, though. It's been her and Talbot really that have stepped up when they've needed them the most. And as the shot clock was expiring, the catch and shoot in midair from Mabry almost went. And now look how quickly they move the ball through the air, down the court, the Lightning. Perth did well to get back. Talbot wanted to find Smith. Williams step back, long range two's not a high percentage play and it falls short. Now there's a foul call underneath and it'll be a Lightning ball. I think it's against Whitcomb.
It was just a missed box out there by Sammy. Little grab on Whittle, who's just trying to get past.
A minute 20 and the lead is 5 points, so 2-possession game. They have to get a stop here, Perth. And Adelaide will milk as much of that clock with the shot clock at 7-6. Well, they've tossed it away. Oh, they might even get it back here. Whittle desperate. So too Mabry. Whittle, that's a big moment. That could be a match-winning moment from Marina Whittle. Fast break was on. And Alex Sharp just couldn't get a handle on it.
And there's those 1%ers that we talked about at the start of the game. They're the ones that can make or break a game.
So they get a fresh shot clock. And they've still got that 5-point lead. Williams steps through. That was delightful. Just couldn't get the finger roll to go. They all come from every angle. Whitcomb had it and lost it. And they're going to say Lynx ball. Let's have another look at this. Players just coming in from everywhere. So this feels like an all or nothing possession for Perth. Are you just trying to score whatever the defence gives you, or are you trying to set up for the three?
You take what the defence gives you, and then you know by the end of the game what you need.
Or Mabry, that wasn't an effective shot, but was it? The hubris to step back off balance and pull the trigger from long range. Extraordinary. Marina Mabry has turned plenty of heads on debut, and she puts them back within 2 and got the foul call. For a 4-point play, 1-point ball game. Adelaide lead. Marina Mabry coming up clutch. Everyone on the edge of their seat. Talbot on the defence collapsed. Not once but twice, and Brooks able to get through and gives them back a 3-point lead. They were caught napping Perth. Whitcomb to level it. It's short. Almost the rebound to Sharp. Young comes up with it. Mabry again! You're kidding me!
Wowee.
Scores are level with 15.9 seconds left. Marina Mabry introduces herself to the WNBL like nobody we've ever seen.
Maybe someone told her that you said she'd gone a bit quiet. She went, no, no, Sam.
Is that me or you? We've just 15.9 seconds left. 2 big bombs. She scored 7 points in the last 2 possessions. She had 20 in the first half. Went cold and is now roared back to life to bring the Lynx back from the brink. Here's the first and 1. Nothing but net. And look at the strut. And then from well behind the line. Geez, what an ace up your sleeve to have. We spoke about before that for Notre Dame finished up as their all-time leader in made three-pointers, 274 in her college career. With the woman just to her right there for every one of those in Jackie Young. A potent duo. Played a lot of basketball together. It'll be a frightening prospect with Sammy Whitcomb, deadly from the deep as well. So what do they run here, Adelaide, for you, Alison? Is it get it in? Are you looking for the inside, or is it? Are we just thinking Talbot Smith?
Then you're looking for inside because that's the breakdown that Perth have, and then you've just got to deny the three for Perth. If you make it, there's just no threes and no fouls.
Great defence from Perth. Time's expiring. Into the corner that goes. Three ball, no good. Offensive glass from Smith and draws the foul. We said that big players stand up in big moments. That's what Alana Smith is. With 3 to beat, she gets the offensive rebound, gets herself to the line, and might just get the Lightning a win.
And those are those things, it's offensive rebounds, they're coach killers, and it happened at the other end before Mabry made that massive three. You know, they gave up the offensive rebound, they kick it out to Mabry, a little bit of lack of awareness of where she is, and she hits the three. And then here, Smith gets in there, just works hard, gets the offensive rebound and puts them ahead on the foul line. The
poise amongst the panic to get both. And to get the Lightning back in front by 2 with 2.6 on the clock. Alana Smith's had some kind of game. Has ran the floor hard. She got on the end of that one after setting the screen. She loves the tough stuff in the paint too, Alison.
She does. And, you know, I wouldn't say there were question marks on her, but it has taken her a few games to get into it. But she's really showing what she can do and what people have seen her do before. And now she's starting to shine. And then you've got Talbot on the other end. Like, the two of them together, they're just, it's almost unstoppable.
An Olympian as well. Phoenix Mercury, their 8th pick, 2019 WNBA draft, the same draft that Jackie Young and Marina Mabry for the Lynx went in. It's just crazy that it's her first ever season in the WNBL. Named in the squad for the Opals for the upcoming World Cup next year. And they're 2.6 seconds away and one stop from getting 3 wins in a row. So what do Perth do here? Are you going to Whitcomb or Mabry with the hot hand?
I'd be looking for Mabry, but you'd hope Adelaide know that that's what's going to happen.
The heave up, the pass is too long from Young. The clock is going to expire. Ball out of play. Adelaide will get it. Scherf just couldn't reel it in. Rock solid defence from the Adelaide Lightning. 1.1 second left. They look to foul.
I'm not sure what the foul count is. Usually by this time of the game, you're going to the foul line, but it looks like they are.
Yep.
Such a little amount of fouls. Are they going?
No, they're not.
Yeah, there's just been no fouls in this game.
I think the players are looking around to see, because the clock ran out, but they're getting... So they're just consulting now on how this situation's going to play out. There was 2.6 seconds left when Perth inbounded. Chris Lucas deep in conversation with the ref.
He might be asking for the unsportsmanlike, for the intentional foul.
Ah.
I don't know. I would be
so
if I was a coach.
They're not in the bonus, so 0.3 seconds left. The Lightning are going to win this. Perth led all the way through until the last quarter, but it doesn't matter. how long you lead in a game. It only matters that you lead when that final buzzer sounds, and that's what the Lightning have done. A 2-point win over an exciting Perth Lynx outfit that hadn't played a game in 388 days. And they've done themselves no ill will. Plenty of favours and plenty of positives to take out of that from Perth. And listen to look at Alana Smith telling the crowd to get on their feet. They've absolutely stolen one there, the Lightning. What a performance. They snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, Alison Downey.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Adelaide, is that they're never down and out. You can't... It was a bit of a grind to get back into the game, but then in that last quarter, they ran their offense. You can see they're really well drilled. Chris Lucas is calling timeouts at the right time, drawing up the right plays. They come out, they run it, they listen, and they have that trust and that faith in their system that they know it works.
You mentioned Alana Smith took a couple of games to get going. Well, she's really now in sort of MVP calibre form. 21 points in the last game against the Melbourne Boomers. She was their leading scorer again tonight. They will take so much heart out of this, the Adelaide Lightning. They were behind really all game, except when it matters most, and there are a lot of positives for them, but equally so for Perth. I mean, for that to be your first game and you have to wait till round 5 to play it, you're going to spend a long time on the road, we believe. They jumped out of the blocks on the Lightning. They were up by 12 in that first quarter. Marina Maybury had one of the most memorable debuts in WNBL history. And there are so many positives for them as well. Yeah,
absolutely. And, you know, I would have thought they'd be a little bit more rusty than what they were. So it's a really positive sign for them. They are going to be on the road for a little while now. Who knows how long? It's the ever-changing climate that we live in at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see how they back up from that. But so many positives to take from there. And they, you know, the teams in the league are going to be watching that and going, oh dear, how are we going to defend this?
So we're going to have a look at the WNBL ladder coming into this game. The Adelaide Lightning were sitting in second, and they now have themselves on top of the ladder, courtesy of a 3-game winning streak. They lost their first game of the year to Townsville, and they jump ahead of the UC Capitals. Melbourne Boomers in third. Phoenix might at the bottom of the ladder, but that's just, the Lynx, just because they've only played the one game. Bendigo Spirit with one more win than they had for the entire season last year, and Sydney still yet to open their account. But we spoke about this before the game, Alison, that this looks such a solid outfit, and it's you can often, when you look at the mix of a team, you can sometimes say, well, they look like they're a little bit too much in one area or another. This looks to be such a well put together outfit. It looks like they've got every piece that you need, and every player knows exactly what their role is and goes and executes it. Yeah, exactly. They're right. And, you know, yes, they've got stars. You know, Alana Smith, she's a star. Talbot, she's a star. But they're not out there to get double-doubles every game. You know, if it happens, and that's great. But they're looking to bring their teammates in as well. They're double team, triple team. They find the open player, which makes it really difficult to guard. Yep, that 1-2 punch of Talbot and Smith, but then Shook can get under your guard and does a power of work. Williams is such a potent player as well. So this is the next 4 games to come. Capitals Flames on the 5th, the Southside Flyers and Perth on the 6th in Dandenong, and Townsville at home against Adelaide. They'll make the long journey up to far north Queensland, and then the Sydney Uni Flames will host Perth. So a lot of games in a row for Perth. 2-day breaks, which is, they were aware that that was going to be the case for them, but you'd expect them to, with what they showed tonight, they won't be waiting long for their first win. No. And, you know, I think it's a great matchup with the Southside Flyers, and we'll see how they go. Dandenong's got some great rings, and, you know, shooters love it there. The place that you know well, 3 WNBL championships, if you don't mind. Well, what a game. That's one of the most high energy and highly entertaining games we've seen in this WNBL season. 88-86. These two teams put on an offensive clinic, but it was the big defensive plays in the end that made the difference down the stretch. The Adelaide Lightning get out of jail free card. They played it tonight behind for most of this game, 88-86. They stole it late to get their third win and go to the top of the WNBL ladder. Thank you to Alison and thank you to you. That's goodbye from us. Have a great afternoon. Stay safe.